So when you're doing this calculation, you have to keep in mind the dates. You have to keep in mind the dates and also the time. PM or AM, it might affect your answer. The dates and the time. So we are going to start from Havana at 50 minutes past 4 p.m. So from 4, we can first ignore the 50 minutes. We count 9 hours and 25 minutes. Okay? So let's also first put the 25 minutes aside, and we count the 9 hours from Havana, and we see what time we are going to arrive in Amsterdam. So let's go. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hours. 9 hours stop at 1 p.m. So remember, we started at p.m., isn't it? So if we move to this is 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11 p.m. This is midnight. Okay? So meaning that we've crossed into another day. So starting from midnight, these times become AM but not PM. Okay? So now we are going to, our 9 hours are stopping at 1 a.m. But remember, we had put aside the 50 minutes and also the 25 minutes. So we are going to add them together so that we can also include them. So this gives us 1 hour. So this is 1 hour and 1 hour and 15 minutes, isn't it? So we get 1 hour and 15 minutes. So let's add there another hour here. We make 1 hour, then 15 minutes. So here is AMS. It's going to be 2:15 a.m. Remember, we've crossed into another day, but it is still night time. And when it is night time, the 12-hour clock, this becomes 2:15 a.m. So now, here comes another simple trick. Remember that this time we've got, starting from 4:50 p.m., this is Havana, okay? And this is on Thursday. Then we arrive here on Friday, okay? So the time we've got here is Havana time. It's not Amsterdam time. Remember, we have to get the time for Amsterdam. So what we have to do is to convert this time to, we convert from Havana time to Amsterdam time. So now you can simply draw a grid, okay? Just for clarity, for you to understand. I'm going to draw for you a grid. Then we can mark. So we are going to do our grid. We mark 12 hours and 12 hours this side as well. So remember, this is the positive side, being the eastern side, hemisphere. This is the western hemisphere, so it becomes the negative side. So in this instance, we want to convert from Havana time, the 2:15 a.m. to Amsterdam time. Okay? So what are we going to do? We are going to mark the points. We know that Havana is at -4. As in the question, they provide you with these time zones. So we have Havana at -4. Then Amsterdam is at plus 2. So AMS is right here at plus 2. This plus, this minus. So now what are we going to do? We have Havana time. We have Havana time. So we want to convert to Amsterdam time. So the first thing you need to do, the time zone, is finding the time zone difference. Okay, so we are saying that Havana is minus 4, okay, and AMS is plus 2. So we say that if time zones are on different sides, what do we do with those time zones to find the time zone difference? We add them. So when we add these time zones to get the time zone difference, we get 6. So 4 plus 2 is 6. Do not consider these signs. So we get 6 hours. Okay? So meaning that Amsterdam is 6 hours ahead of Havana. Okay? So to find the time at Amsterdam when it's 2:15 Havana time, we are going to stand at this point at Havana. We mark 2:15 a.m. Okay, so we are going to move 6 hours ahead. Remember, we add the time zone difference when the time that we want to find is ahead. Okay, so we are going to add the 6 hours, the time zone difference. So we shall move. First, ignore the 15 minutes. So let's move. 1 becomes, this one becomes 3 p.m. This one becomes, 3 a.m. This one becomes 4 a.m. This one becomes 5 a.m. Then this one becomes 6 a.m. Okay, this one becomes 7 a.m. Then we stop at plus 2, which becomes 8 a.m. Then we add our 15 minutes. So it's going to be 8:15 a.m. So the time at Amsterdam, when it's 12:15 a.m. at Havana, is 8:15 a.m. on Friday. Okay? But remember, we are going to make a stop at Amsterdam for 2 hours and 25 minutes. So we are going to add this time. We are going to add these hours to the time that we've got. So as we are speaking, we are already at 8:15 a.m. on Friday. So this is AMS, okay? So we are going to add the waiting time, which is 2 hours and 25 minutes. So we can first put these 15 minutes aside and also the 25 minutes aside. Then we add 2 hours to 8 a.m. So it's going to become, let's move from 8 a.m. So this is going to be 9, 1 hour, then 10, which is 2 hours. So as we are speaking, we are at 10. Then we add these minutes, which is 40. So we are at 10:40 a.m. Amsterdam. So we have arrived at this point because we've added the waiting time after converting from Havana time to Amsterdam time using this grid method. Okay, so right now we are standing at Amsterdam Schiphol Airport at 10 a.m. So our next step will be moving to KGL for 8 hours and 30 minutes. So we are going to move. So from 10:40 a.m. I advise to always first remove the minutes. So we put our 40 minutes aside. Then we move for 8 hours and 30 minutes. So we can also put the 30 minutes aside. Okay. So let's first move for the 8 hours to kgl. So this one becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 hours are right here, but remember we still have a spare of 1 hour. So when you add this together, it's 1 hour and 10 minutes, isn't it? So we move another hour. So we move the 9th hour, then 10 minutes. So we are going to arrive at 7 and 10 p.m. Why has it become p.m.? From 10 a.m. when you cross noon, the time starts counting p.m. Okay, so we are from a.m. to p.m. 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m. So it is going to be 7 and 10 p.m. So right now, here we are at KGL on Friday. We are still in Friday. So after reaching at KGL, we have to see, are we in KGL time? Do we need to convert from Amsterdam time? Because that's where we are coming from. And we've arrived at KGL. So do we need to convert from Amsterdam time to KGL time? No. Why? Because KGL is at +2 and also Amsterdam is at +2. So we do not need to convert from this time zone to another one. Okay? So at this point, we are simply going to add the waiting time, which is 1 hour and 10 minutes, which is going to bring us at 8 and 10 minutes p.m. Okay, still Friday. So the next thing we are going to do is moving to Entebbe. So from KGL to Entebbe, they're saying it's going to take 1 hour. So you simply move 1 hour to EBB. So EBB, we are going to reach at 9 and 20 p.m. Why? Because after adding, actually this should be 8:20. After adding the 1 hour and 10 minutes to 7:10 p.m., we get 8:20 p.m. Then we travel for 1 hour. We are going to arrive at EBB at 9:20 p.m. So starting from a new video, just removing the rest for neatness. So we arrived at KGL, and we also added 1 hour and 10 minutes for waiting, which gave us 8:20 p.m. So they told us to move for 1 hour to EBB. So that's why we've arrived at 9:20 p.m. on Friday at EBB. So what we do here is that this is KGL time, so we need to convert it to Entebbe time. So we go to our grid here, and remember that you have to first mark the time zones. Okay, so KGL is at +2, EBB is at +3. So we get the time zone difference. So KGL is +2, EBB is +3. And remember, we said that if the time zones are on the same side, we subtract them. So when we subtract +2 and +3, we get 1 hour. So deciding to do with what we get the time zone difference with, what are we going to do with this? That since the time we are finding is ahead, we are going to add this time zone difference to the time we have, the KGL time. So when we add it plus 1 hour, it lands us at 10:20 p.m. EBB time on Friday. So our final answer is 10:20 p.m. EBB on Friday. So the last step of this question is finding out the total time for the whole travel, for the whole journey, right? So you can refer to our summary here, and we begin with 9 hours and 25 minutes was the first one. So we say 9 hours and 25 minutes. Okay, then when we reach Amsterdam, we add 2 hours and 25 minutes. So we get 50 minutes, then hours, 11 hours. Then the next one is going to be moving for 8 hours and 30 minutes. So right here we get 50 minutes plus 30, which gives us 80 minutes. So what we do here, we carry 1 hour to this. 1 hour is equivalent to 60 minutes. So meaning we remain with 20 minutes right here. So when you add an hour here, they become 12 hours plus 8, which is 20 hours. Then after that, we wait at KGL for 1 hour and 10 minutes, meaning that we shall get 30 minutes and 21 hours. Then we travel for another additional hour to Entebbe. So that means we get 30. We get 30 and 22 hours. So the total time taken to travel will be 22 hours and 30 minutes.